to the Wrestle Story. Sorry, man. Just had to check our microphone. The entire episode was bizarre and made no sense. The crooked ref laughed my ass off. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't think it was real good tonight.
Hey, guys. What's up?
Not quite as good as it has been.
Whoa. Was there an intro there? No, there wasn't.
No, we had no
Hey,
intro
guys.
because you were like bumping me to check the mic, and I can't even see the edge of the mic to see if it's on or anything.
I was not bumping you to check the mic.
You
But
like
okay,
hit me in the
whatever.
ribs.
Hey, guys. What's up? How's it going?
Hello, everybody.
How's everybody doing? It's Monday. It's Raw Day.
We are back after missing a couple days.
Yeah, we missed Friday because I broke my finger, and my hand-ish finger, I have a finger brace on, so I broke my finger, and that's, cool. So, that's why we were not here Friday, because I broke my finger.
Yes.
But we're back. It's Monday. I didn't think this was how?
Yeah.
Well, okay, funny story. I hit it on so I was like walking to go up, upstairs, and
Funny story.
we have a handrail there, like, maybe most people do, or maybe most people don't have a handrail. I don't know how that works. We have a handrail in our house, and so there's a handrail. And I was going to, like, reach for the handrail, and I, like, smacked my finger really hard on the edge of it, and, yeah, it, like, really hurt, and my hand felt like it was going to fall off, and it hurt. And so we went to the ER, and they were like, well,
it might be broke.
It might be broken, or it might not be broken, so we're just going to give you a brace anyways and put it on your finger, and I'm pretty sure it's broken because it hurts, like, a lot. Like, a lot. So, I don't advise anybody breaks their hand ever.
Yeah. Sounds like Samoa Joe getting hurt.
Like, I really don't recommend anybody breaks their hand.
That's not a funny story. That's a sad story. No, it was funny.
It was pretty funny. I, like, hit my hand on the thing, and I was like, ah! And then I, like, started crying, laughing, because I was like, wow, that was stupid.
Yeah.
Like, that was really stupid the way I did it. And so, yeah, I broke my hand, but we're back, and it's cool. I've broken both hands.
I have never broken a bone in my life. Well, not that I know of.
I've broken bones. I broke my leg, and I broke my
Speedy
finger.
recovery.
So,
yes.
Oh, and I've broken my foot before.
Yes.
And many toes, many times.
Yes.
So, I've broken a lot of things. But, I'm all good. I'm okay for the most part. And so, we're here. It's Raw. I didn't think tonight's show was terrible.
I tore my ACL and MCL before.
I tore my,
I have not.
What did I,
Not that I know of.
Was it my groin muscle? Is that what I tore?
Yeah, we're hoping for a speedy recovery too, Scott.
I tore my groin muscle or whatever. I was doing splits, and that was a fun story.
Yes, you did that.
I'm just a walking, like...
disaster.
Yes.
Hello, Clark.
I'm a walking disaster.
We're in the process of talking about how Maven broke her finger.
Yeah, we're getting... We already talked about that. We're getting to Raw.
Oh, yeah, we were at the tail end of talking about how Maven broke her finger.
So, yeah.
How did Morgan jump across the table at her? That was pretty cool, wasn't it?
So, guys, I didn't think tonight's show was terrible. I didn't think it was...
3.3 out of 10.
I didn't think it was bad. I definitely think there were a lot of segments that were just kind of like, what? That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But I didn't think it was like a terrible Raw. It wasn't as good as they generally have been. This has been 2 weeks now that they haven't been so good. But, it's okay.
Hey, that's cool, James. No problem. I mess up like that even when I have my glasses on, so don't feel bad.
So, we start off the show with Randy Orton. He comes out and he goes, I apologized, okay? I apologize, you people. I apologized. He says, lately my emotions have been...
everywhere.
And then he just kind of like stops talking.
Yeah.
And then he picks up with, I saw that it's been 15 years since we were here in Winnipeg.
Yes.
And on that Raw 15 years ago, I was getting beaten up by somebody I looked up to, somebody who saved me when I was down on my worst knees or something, like to that effect. When I was, bad. Edge. Says, none of you will ever understand why I did what I did. I'm truly sorry for what I did. And then Kevin Owens comes out. He says, Randy, for the past few months, I've been dealing with some delusional people. Okay, delusional. AOP and their Buddy Murphy and Seth the Messiah. I thought this was hilarious.
Yes.
Their Buddy Murphy.
Yes.
Kevin Owens, I love your jokes. They're great. Oh, but seriously though, I thought it was hilarious.
Yes, it was good.
And he says, I just heard you apologize for what you did to Edge. But I don't think you meant it. So just tell us why you did what you did. Randy's like, no, you don't want to go down that road. You don't want to do it. And Kevin is like, yeah, I think I do. I think I do want to go down that road. Just saying. He says, when I watched Edge at the Royal Rumble, I wasn't watching as a superstar. I was watching as a fan. And then I started thinking I could have a match with him down the road sometime because he's back. And you ruined that. So, yes, I want to go down this road, okay? And then Randy's like, you think you know me, but no one knows me. And I was like, that was low, man. That was just low, because that's just theme song. Yeah. Everybody knows it. And then Kayla's like, let's fight. Let's fight, bro. Right here, right now. And Randy's like, fine. You want to fight? Let's go. He's like, but not right now. You're going to have to wait. And I was like, well, there's your main event.
Couple thoughts. Somebody has chocolate milk. Yes, I do. I have chocolate milk. 100% have chocolate milk.
Water. Because water's good. I need help opening that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I can't get it with my
we know.
hand.
You're broke. Well, let me hold it.
I'm sorry.
There.
Thank you.
By the way, how you doing, Forgetty?
Yeah.
So is it possible that the Fiend is messing with Randy Orton?
Let's have a little chat about this, shall we? You said something the other day about Randy hurting and healing, He beat the garbage out of Matt Hardy. And then he apologized for it.
We will talk about that, James, here in a minute, because I have thoughts on that.
Then he apologized for it, and it was kind of like, what are you doing? Like, what? I think there's a good possibility the Fiend could be involved. Like, maybe... Okay.
Well, that's what I was thinking, is the Fiend is somehow affecting what Randy is doing.
Okay. Here's what I think. I don't like this idea, but I think this is maybe might happen. Okay, I have two ideas, actually. One idea ties in later to the main event, so I won't share that idea right now, but I'll share the one idea. Goldberg is beating Fiend for the title this Thursday. Mm-hmm. It's going to happen. I don't like it. I don't think it should happen. I think it's stupid. Okay? I think it's stupid. But I think it's going to happen, and then after that, I don't know what you do with the Fiend.
Thing is, if you have him lose, you're going to have him lose to a legend. That's fine.
How is that fine?
Him losing to a legend is better than him losing to someone else right now. Just saying.
Really? Is it really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You sure about that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, whatever. I don't think you should lose right now. Okay? To anybody. I don't care who you are. I don't care where you've been. I don't care how big of a star you are. No. Okay? Not okay. So, Goldberg is probably going to beat the Fiend this Thursday. Which would mean we're probably setting up Goldberg versus Roman at WrestleMania. And Roman is probably taking the title off of Goldberg there. So,
I'm all for him losing just because he's losing to a legend.
How does that make it?
If there's anybody out there that can beat him, it's going to be a legend. Right now, there's nobody in WWE that's going to beat him that everybody's going to go, okay.
But why?
It's not going to hurt the Fiend.
But yes, it does hurt the Fiend if you have him lose to freaking Goldberg.
No, not really.
You want to bet?
No, not really.
You want to put money on that?
Not really.
Because it's going to hurt him to lose to Goldberg. It is. It's just going to.
Not really.
Yeah.
Maybe
Okay,
it's
then.
favorite couple, Lennon and Lashley.
Alrighty then. When that goes down differently, give me a call because, like.
Goldberg would have to spear him 3,000 times, huh? I'm cool with it. I mean, he speared him yesterday or the other day, Friday, and put him down, and obviously it hurt him, and then he disappeared. So I'm cool with him doing that. The thing is if he's gonna lose, losing to a legend, I think doesn't hurt him as bad as losing to any of the other wrestlers.
And it still hurts him.
Okay, then he'll never lose.
I'm putting a penny on it. Fiend will win.
I'm just saying that if he wins, eventually he's gonna lose it, and he's gonna lose to somebody that everybody's gonna go, well, he should have never lost to them. And there's nobody wrestling match wages could be fun.
I don't know. Having him lose to Goldberg.
There's nobody right now that in WWE that he should lose to, without hurting him completely.
Well,
if
Goldberg
you have him lose to a
shouldn't
legend,
lose to Goldberg either.
You have him
just
lose to a
say,
legend.
because Goldberg is the equivalent of
a legend.
I don't care if he's a legend or not. I really don't. Goldberg, I have no interest in Goldberg. I don't find Goldberg entertaining.
Well, you don't.
And I'm sorry, I don't. And so I don't want to see the Fiend.
Flying, flip around, do your karate kicks
it has nothing to do with I want the high flying, do the karate kicks in the air. It has nothing to do with that.
Goldberg's awesome.
I don't care if Goldberg's awesome. Goldberg was awesome 20 years ago.
He still is.
Okay, no.
Just like the Undertaker.
Stop right there. Goldberg was good 20 years ago.
Okay.
Part of the reason why I dislike Goldberg so much right now is because he has tarnished his reputation, okay? He has done that himself by being a dipstick, by knocking himself out before the last 3 matches he's had, okay?
Now, Goldberg's not
That is what has ruined Goldberg for me.
Goldberg,
is the fact that...
The thing is Goldberg was there all the time. When he was in his prime and doing his thing, he was there all the time. Brock was in his prime. Brock has not been there all the time. So don't compare Goldberg to Brock.
Whatever. I have no use for Goldberg. None whatsoever. I don't find him entertaining. I don't think he's that interesting. I just don't. And like I said, part of the reason as to why I dislike him so much now is because of like the last 3-4 matches in the last couple of years since he returned. They haven't been good. Or they've done some stupid stuff where they put Goldberg over Kevin Owens.
Well, that's because he knocked himself out.
That has nothing to do with him knocking himself out. I dislike that because they put Goldberg over Kevin Owens. Like, that was just dumb. In my opinion, Goldberg should not have won the Universal Championship to begin with from Kevin Owens years ago.
Well, that's fine.
Shouldn't have, okay? Should have just let Kevin Owens be Kevin Owens and do his thing. You did not need to have Goldberg come in to then go defend his title against Brock and then have him lose it. Okay? We did not need that.
Okay.
I didn't need that. I don't care.
All right.
And that is what has ruined Goldberg for me. Okay? Now that we're all on the same page here, Goldberg is going to beat The Fiend this Thursday. I don't like it, but it's happening. And then I don't know what you do with The Fiend from there. I would love to see him, like, not move over to Raw, but be used on Raw in some sort of scenario with Randy Orton. Because I think it could be interesting. Because they had a whole feud, you know.
Which makes me wonder if he's not
the whole House of Horrors thing.
Yeah, which makes
with
me wonder.
Bray.
Is he influencing Bray, or is Bray influencing him somehow?
Second idea, I will share in a little bit. Because it goes along with the main event. Just my idea. So, that was the whole first segment. I thought this was decent. I thought it was good. I really like Kevin Owens' whole situation. I thought he was really good on the mic. He got really fired up, and the crowd loved it. I mean, they were in Canada, so they love Kevin Owens anyways, but it was good, and I liked it. We then got a Zelina Vega and Angel Garza interview. They were just talking about the Garza-Humberto match, which is next. Garza and Humberto, this was a good match. Not gonna lie. I did like this match. When they did the Spanish fly off the top rope, I'm sure everybody's seen this at this point. There was a video on the Twitter earlier today of 2 guys in Walmart and
Yeah.
they were wrestling, and they did a Spanish fly off the desk into these like chairs or whatever.
Yeah, but like stupidity.
It was stupid. Somebody
Like
retweeted.
if
Somebody retweeted it and was like, WWE, don't try this at home.
If you have
These
not
guys,
seen this, go check out Twitter and.
I retweeted it.
Yeah, Maven retweeted it. You could probably look up if you don't follow her. You could if you don't follow her. But you could probably look up on Twitter the wrestling
where I found
in Walmart.
Well, yeah, where I found it was on I think it was the Fightful page or something. There are like a couple different pages that had like reposted the video or whatever.
They basically did a Spanish fly off the
desk.
What was off the like the counter of the like jewelry counter.
And it was really funny.
Two beanbag type chairs.
I was like, whoa. They did a Spanish fly and it was really funny.
So that reminded you of the Garza Humberto match?
It did, because they did a Spanish fly and I yelled at you from the other room. I said, the Walmart guys did it better. No, I said the Walmart guys did it better, and it was really funny. So, sorry. That was funny, and I liked that, because it made me think of the Walmart thing, and that was really funny. So, good match. Garza won. Next week, we're getting Garza and Andrade versus Humberto and Rey. So, that should be exciting. I want Andrade.
So James sent it out too.
I want Andrade to turn on Garza. And then I want them to have a feud leading up to WrestleMania.
Yes.
That's what I want.
That'd be cool.
For the U.S. title.
I think it'd be good.
And then Garza wins the U.S. title at WrestleMania.
That'd be cool.
I think that'd be such a good spot for him, in all honesty. Because Garza could be the face in that situation, and Andrade's the bad guy.
Yes.
Which would be really good for Garza.
I agree.
So, we then get what my little brother has deemed Ricochet versus Gallows. I was like, who's that on the TV? He goes, Ricochet. I'm like, Ricochet? You mean Ricochet? No, Ricochet. Alrighty then. Ricochet. Ricochet won.
Yes, Ricochet.
Everybody knew Ricochet was winning.
Yeah, we pretty much knew that.
Okay, guys. Ricochet, for this title match that he has this Thursday, he has not been built up at all.
He's going to join the OC is why they're doing this.
I don't think he's joining the OC.
He's joining the OC.
How do you know?
How do I know? Because they're setting all this up for him to join the OC.
For what? Why would he join the OC?
Well, because he's beat all three of them.
Okay, at one point in time or another. Yes,
and so they keep going after him. And at some point they're going to go, we can't beat you. How about you join us?
I suppose. I guess it might give Ricochet some edge, but like, Ricochet has not been built up for this title match against Brock whatsoever. Like, not at all.
What do you want him to do?
I don't know. I just completely forgot that he was fighting Brock for the title this Thursday. I just did. Because we haven't talked about it at all.
Well, everybody forgot about it.
It's like, it doesn't exist.
Anyway.
Except, I didn't forget about the Saudi show because I know it's coming up, and I know some of the matches that are on there because they have built other things up for the Saudi show. It's like they have just failed to build this particular match up, and I just don't get it. Like, Ricochet, currently, I like Ricochet, okay? Don't get me wrong. I like Ricochet. I think he's great in the ring. I think he has a lot of potential. But currently, it's just like, no. He shouldn't be going for a WWE title. And like, I don't know. It's just very questionable.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, I mean, what do you think he should be going for the WWE title?
If you're going to have someone go forward, I don't have an issue with him going forward. I think probably the whole idea behind it is he's going to lose anyway, so just have him go over. And he's a high flyer like Mansoor Ortiz and those guys that do all that stuff, so the crowd will like that.
I don't think it has anything to do with that. I think
Well,
it
I
just
think
has
it
to do
does.
with, I suppose it was built up at the Rumble with him helping Drew, so they needed to put that in there somewhere to make it make sense. But to me, it's just like, they haven't built it up enough for it to even be, like, worth anybody's time paying attention to it. So, and then when they put Ricochet in matches, I don't care if Ricochet's winning. They put Ricochet in matches that mean nothing. Like, against Gallows and Anderson.
They're gonna mean something.
And
this is
it's
all
like,
leading
what?
up to him joining the OC.
I don't think he's joining the OC, man.
Okay, just remember, I said it.
I mean, if he does, maybe it'll give him some edge, and it'll be. But you said this months ago when he was feuding with AJ, like back at SummerSlam last year.
I think the whole thing has been leading up to him joining the OC.
Like, I don't know. I just they need.
Yes, I agree, John L. And the reason, you know, I could see the OC interfering. Possibly.
I think, honestly, you just need to have Ricochet get beaten. And then you can have Ricochet snap. That's what I think you should do. Because I don't want to see OC, like, interfere with it. Because then I feel like, I don't know. It makes it weird. And so I just don't want that. I would just have Ricochet straight up lose and then just, like, snap. And be like, I was this nice guy. I was this good guy who was like, oh, yes, always believe, kids. And now I'm like, no, okay, not anymore.
But then he's following the same lead as, like, Seth and Bailey and Buddy Murphy.
I don't know. I just don't want to see OC get involved.
I just think it's going to happen. They should have did Aleister Black and AJ Styles. Showdown should have been a good match. Yeah, I agree. It would have been a good match.
Except they didn't allow Aleister Black. WWE won't allow Aleister Black to go because of all of his tattoos.
Yeah.
So Aleister Black will never be in a Saudi show, I don't think, because it's not because like he doesn't want to go. It's just like I mean he might not want to go.
Not unless he's wearing a bodysuit.
But WWE won't let him go.
Yeah.
Because of his tattoos and stuff. So that's exciting. So Ricochet won. Whatever. Then we get AJ and OC backstage. Aleister Black shows up. AJ says, you've won a couple matches and you think you're all that, man. We need to remind him who we are. They then attack Aleister Black, and that's that. We then get Brock Lesnar. Heyman comes out. He says, for years, people have been trying to make catchphrases and cutesy-wootsy characters. Brock here doesn't need a character. Brock comes out, and he's Brock, okay? We don't need any of that. He's just Brock. Says this Thursday is a hell of a lot more important than any other Brock Lesnar match that, you know, he's ever had. Says if Ricochet does the impossible, emphasis on impossible, he will go on to WrestleMania's main event and fight Drew McIntyre. But I'm sorry to burst everyone's bubbles, because that won't happen. This is not a prediction. It's a spoiler. So, you know, whatever. Same Brock Lesnar promo we always get. Who cares? Not me. It was a waste of 15 minutes. In my opinion. That's what it was. A waste of 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Wasn't worth anything.
No. It was a time filler.
It was just to get Brock on the show.
Yeah, pretty much.
Legit, every time Brock Lesnar comes out, this is the Heyman promo. You just switch out whichever guy he's fighting.
Yeah.
Months ago, it was Seth.
Yep.
Then it was, you know, like AJ at one point in time. Then it was Kofi. And now it is Drew. And Ricochet. Both. So, it's like, go away.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care anymore.
The OC bores me.
We then get Rowan versus Aleister Black.
They just need to do more with them. I think if they did more with them, they'd be fine, but they
Anderson and Gallows are funny. They're funny guys, man. They're real funny.
So then we have, go ahead.
Rowan and Aleister Black. Aleister Black wins the match. And then Aleister Black has an interview after, and he says, next week.
What's in the cage?
I don't know. But he says, next week, AJ Styles. We fight! The cage got knocked over in the middle of this match. And I was just kind of like, what? Like, whatever's in there is dead now.
Yep. Dead.
Dead. It is dead.
D-E-D-E dead.
So what was your thought process on this?
I don't know. I think thinking that I was thinking Aleister Black. Rowan was gonna have something in there that would like somehow affect Aleister Black, but obviously not. I mean, I wonder how long they're gonna draw this whole cage thing
I don't
out.
care anymore.
Because I don't get.
I cared 2 months ago. I don't really care now. I mean, once they reveal what's in the cage, cool, whatever. But like, I don't care. In the long run.
Yeah, the cage. I don't get the point of the cage. People have been complaining about Brock Lesnar being on Mondays Night Raw. Yeah, we finally get him. Yeah, I agree. I think that they could have done something with him, and they didn't necessarily have him and McIntyre fight, but they could have had him like jawing back and forth.
Yeah. So that was that. We're getting AJ Styles versus Aleister Black next week. It should be a really good match.
Yeah.
I think that.
Hey, Goody, that's Raw. Eric Rowan versus WCW Rick Fuller, and that jackhammer was good. And Ella Bad Maddox returned as a ref. Yeah, it's funny.
So.
Sorry. I had to sneeze. It was a build up.
So, next week, AJ Styles versus Aleister Black. Does The Undertaker show up?
Possibly.
Does he go after Black or does he go after AJ? I'm going to say he probably goes after AJ because everything I've seen is it's going to be AJ versus.
One thing, how you feel to me, but show me your finger.
Oh, yo, what's up? How's it going? I broke my finger. It hurts a little bit, but I'm okay. You know, it's cool. I just can't, close my hand, bend my hand, do anything with my hand.
Can we talk about the women's segment? Because that was the real segment of the show.
Yeah.
We'll get to that, Jonelle. We are going to talk about it.
So AJ Styles and Aleister Black, like I said, does The Undertaker show up next week? And does he go after AJ?
Possibly. I don't know. I don't know that. I hope not. I just don't know. I don't want a triple threat match.
I don't think he's gonna go after. He's gonna go after one or the other.
Well, if he's going after anybody, it's Aleister Black. I love to refer to the WWE Evolution pay-per-view as WWE Women's Power. Yes.
I disagree. I think if he's going after anybody, I think it's gonna be AJ because AJ's been running his mouth about talking about how he's. Actually, you know what I think would make more sense? AJ's been running his mouth talking about how he's Mr. WrestleMania, and one of Shawn Michaels' names was Mr. WrestleMania, and so I feel like
WrestleMania card is getting canceled, I hear.
Like, I think it'd be kind of cool if Shawn Michaels came and was like, AJ, shut your face.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Like, shut your face.
Yeah.
You're not the be-all and end-all of superstars. But I think it's going to be Undertaker.
Sorry, Justin. Hey, wait, you're here. It's between 7 and 5 now. So how are you here? You're at work watching us, aren't you? Justin! Don't get fired. Elijah, how do I feel about Paul Heyman letting the wrestlers be creative? It's how you either make or break somebody. You find out who can really be good and who can't.
I'm on break, LOL.
Thank God. I was going to say, you're not going to have to worry about working 7 to 5 anymore because you're going to get fired because you're watching us.
I do AJ Styles versus Undertaker after the Sting versus Undertaker. Vince, wake up and remind, I'm not hearing no Fiend versus Roman. Yeah, because it's going to be Goldberg versus Roman. It's going to suck, but, whatever. So we then get a Drew McIntyre interview. I actually thought this segment was really good. I loved this segment because...
Well, basically told the history of Drew McIntyre.
It did, which made him seem more...
Fiend versus Roman. Yes, it's going to be...
It made him...
Goldberg versus Roman.
It made Drew seem like he really has been fighting and clawing for this whole WrestleMania main event for such a long time. And it makes him seem more... I don't want to say real, but like real in a way, like he's been fighting for his dreams for a really long time, and his like whole thing was like, don't give up on them, and like they will happen if you fight for them. And so I really liked this segment a lot. So he comes out, he says it doesn't matter who is the WWE champion. All that matters is that I will be in the main event. This has been a 13-year-long journey. We then get a recap of Drew being the chosen one, and he says, I was told from the beginning, and I was Vince McMahon's chosen one. I was brought in at 21 years old, and I was told I'm going to be the chosen one, and I'm going to get WWE Championship opportunities, and I'm going to be the top star. And then it never happened. It never happened, and then I kind of lost myself. And that's when we get to 3MB, 3-man band. And then he talks about I was released, and...
Keep that thought in mind, Elijah. I'll tell you why Goldberg at the end of the show.
3 years later... 3 years... What? 3 years later... Jeez, can't speak. I went to NXT after I was, released and stuff. After I was released and everything. And years later, I went to NXT, won the championship, and then I came back to Raw. And I'm here now, and I'm getting an opportunity. I did get an opportunity. I have my opportunity. I am going to WrestleMania, and I will be in the main event fighting for the WWE Championship. And I will beat whoever is the WWE Champion. It doesn't matter if it's Ricochet. It doesn't matter if it's Brock. I will beat them, and my live stream will be fulfilled. I loved this segment. I thought it was really good.
Yeah, it was good.
Loved the whole thing. We then got Truth TV with Lana and Bobby Lashley. This was funny. Lana comes out and says, you have a match with Bobby right now.
Well, Elijah, the thing is, you don't want him to have... the mid-card belt I could see people wanting to have. I think they still need to establish some wrestlers before you have the mid-card belt. Mm-hmm. I think they're getting closer to being able to do that. The video game thing, I'd rather have them get it right before they announce it.
I'm glad they have action figures coming out.
Yeah.
Like, I'm cool with just the action figures right now. So, I don't really... A Young Bucks book is cool.
Again, the video game, I'm cool with not having it come out as long as, I want it done right. If they're going to do it right. Don't just release it just to put a video game out.
Yeah. So, Truth says, the thing is, you see, Lashley didn't have a match, but Lashley is really, 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 really
Truth
big.
is awesome.
He's really big. So I'd rather ask Bobby questions than fight him. Like, Bobby, have you seen the new Sonic the Hedgehog movie?
I'd seen a report where they're talking about having the people that used to do the 2K doing the AEW. Now, whether that's true or not, I don't know.
And then Lana yells for the bell. And we get R-Truth versus Bobby Lashley, where Lashley crushes him.
I don't know if R-Truth should be WWE champion, but he should be on TV more often and do segments like that. He could have his own show and like Piper had Piper's Pit and things like that. They don't have it. I mean, you have the Moment of Bliss or whatever that is with her, but you could have an R-Truth show where every week
you could put an R-Truth show on the network and people would watch it.
Yeah, he could do a segment with, but the thing is, you could tie it into the wrestling thing and just have him irritate somebody just because he's being funny. Mm-hmm. And you could have him do that and make it interesting and people would want to see it.
I agree.
If Truth goes in Hall of Fame, let him introduce him, or Road Dogg. Yeah, that'd be funny. That'd be hilarious.
One thing I have to say is before John Cena and R-Truth retire, they need to have a match at WrestleMania. R-Truth versus his childhood hero, John Cena.
That'd be funny.
It has to happen. Like, even if it's just like a joke match. Like, it has to happen.
I think that'd be good. I think that'd be...
you know what I think they should do? I think when... what's his face? John Cena is on SmackDown this week. I think they should have Truth go to SmackDown and be like, my childhood hero's here. And like have him flag down John Cena. I think it'd be hilarious. It would be so funny. Because like they always make reference to him.
Yeah.
And they have to have like
what if
something.
they had Bianca Belair lose to Charlotte? I think you have to have her win.
This week on NXT, Charlotte versus Bianca. I think before the match happens, I think Bianca's gonna be all like, sister, listen here. I called you here. Yes. We're having a match. Yes. But I'm gonna up the stakes here. And like...
Alright, Justin, you have a good one. Thanks for stopping in.
If
Check a show out later.
Lose, if I beat you, then like I get added to the WrestleMania match.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Or maybe Charlotte gets cocky and is like, you know what? I can beat you. So you know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put an opportunity for you to join us at WrestleMania in the match. If you beat me, which won't happen, because I'm the queen. Woo, you know.
Yeah.
That could go either way, and I think it'd be cool. They have to find a way to get Bianca into the match at WrestleMania.
I didn't feel Jarrett would have been a good new WC champion. I agree. I think that there are people that should be champion, and then there are people that like Elias. I wouldn't mind him being like a mid-card champion.
Mm-hmm.
But like being the world champion, I just don't see it. I don't think he has the skills. He's awesome on the mic. I just don't think he has the skills in the ring. Now, I will say the last match I watched him in, I thought he was better in the ring than he had been. But it's one of those things that, you know, his mic skills are awesome.
I spilled water myself.
Good job.
Love that. So, after the R-Truth Bobby Lashley match, we got the Elimination Chamber contract.
No wonder Ziggler's back in mid-card, never mind.
Elimination Chamber contract signing. I actually liked this segment a lot.
No, I didn't.
Aside from Jerry Lawler.
It should have been me. Yes.
Jerry Lawler made this segment. Ooh.
No, this segment was just like stupid.
I didn't have a problem with the segment. I actually thought it was one of the more decent contract signings.
I thought the ending wasn't bad. I just felt like, what's the point?
Okay, it might have been a what's the point situation, but for what it was, I don't think it was bad. I think it was a decent contract signing. We generally know how contract signings are going to go. This went about the way I thought it was going to, but it was done well.
No, I thought it was stupid.
Okay then, but I thought it was done well, and that's all I'm saying.
This was pointless. It was dumb. It was like, okay, why? Shayna's turning into this female Dean Ambrose. Now she needs a new theme with cars crashing. Yeah.
So I liked this segment. I thought it was decent. Like I said, the one thing that just made me like go whoa was Jerry Lawler. He needs to go away. Like now. Like now. Like now. Right now. He just needs to go away. Because it's just bad. He made it woohoo bad. I'm not a big fan of Jerry commentary. He's not good without JR.
It was stupid because Lawler was there.
It was stupid because Lawler was there. That's what made the segment, like, that was the worst part of the segment, was the fact that Lawler was there, like, doing the whole, yeah, this is what's happening, you know.
The thing is before the thing even happened, I was like, what's the point? Why are we doing this? I think it wasn't great coming from the biggest women's sport. I mean, what was the point of it?
Okay.
Lawler needs to go away. So now Shayna going to come in the crowd now with her interests, I guess. I don't know what the point of this was.
Okay, I get it. We already knew they were all in the match, okay? I think it was more so to establish the fact that, you know...
That Becky wanted to fight Shayna?
No, it was more so of these 6 women haven't really had, like, that many interactions with one another. And... like, especially Shayna with everybody. So Shayna just coming up and being like, screw you, screw you, screw you, and screw you, you know, was more so like that. And then the whole Ruby Liv thing, we haven't seen much interaction with them. And then you bring Sarah Logan into the mix, and, like, we don't know where she stands. So is she going to help Liv? Is she going to not help Liv? Is she going to help Ruby? Like, what's the situation here? I think it was more so just to establish the whole fact that
Shayna's going to destroy all of them.
Okay, we already know that. Does it really matter? We know Shayna's winning the match. It doesn't really make a difference.
Well, it does, because what is the point of doing this?
Because they needed a match to put on the Elimination Chamber card. I don't have a problem with it because it's going to be a decent, good match. And, yeah, so what? We already know Shayna's winning. We already know it's going to be Shayna versus Becky at WrestleMania. I don't really care if we already know that it's going to be Shayna versus Becky, because the sooner we get through this, we get to more of the build-up of Becky and Shayna, and they've done that very well over the last couple weeks, and I'm really excited to see where they go with it. Having this already established gives Becky something to do during the Elimination Chamber.
The ring so fast. Yeah.
Having Becky already established in this whole situation with Shayna gives her something to do during this match. She could be there at ringside, oh, go Shayna. Maybe she somehow, I don't know how this would work, but maybe she somehow tries to help ensure that Shayna wins because she wants to fight Shayna at WrestleMania. I don't know. Because it's Elimination Chamber and, it's all like, together or whatever. But
the only
that's
way,
what I think. They could do something with it if they wanted to.
Okay, first off, the only way the Elimination Chamber match for the women is going to be interesting is if anybody but Shayna wins it.
I highly disagree. But okay, whatever.
Okay, otherwise there's no point.
If anybody but Shayna wins it, quite frankly, I'm going to be a little upset. Because I want to see Shayna versus Becky at WrestleMania.
If anybody but Shayna wins it, I mean, you already know. I mean, everyone's going, it's going to be Shayna versus Becky.
Do I want to see Asuka versus Becky again? I mean, sure, it'd be a good match, but no, not really. Do I want to see Becky versus Natalya again?
So now you have a match that everybody knows.
Do I want to see Liv versus Becky? Or, no way, should Sarah Logan even be getting a shot at the Raw Women's Championship? In what world? She should never. Not right now. Not at all. Okay? Never. Should Ruby get a shot at the Raw Women's title? She could be the only possible swerve that I could see, but it's not going to happen either because they're focusing on the whole Liv and Ruby feud.
Again, the only way this match works and is interesting to anybody is if anybody but Shayna wins it.
Okay.
Otherwise, it is pointless.
Okay, whatever. It might be pointless. Then don't watch Elimination Chamber. Like, the whole point of Elimination Chamber is to have an Elimination Chamber match to see who goes on to fight for a championship at whatever.
But the whole idea behind a pay-per-view is to try and keep people's interest and make you wonder, who's going to win this?
Okay.
There's no wondering who's going to win this.
But it makes it interesting now.
There's none. Hey, thanks for the follow, Amateur Hero.
But it makes it interesting now, the fact that Becky is, involved in this. She's involved in this. She's like, Shayna, I dislike you a lot. Okay? I dislike you a lot. Dislike you a lot. Okay? Dislike you a lot. So,
I just don't think that I don't know. I just don't like the whole idea.
I think,
I don't think that the whole idea behind it is, I don't think it works because it's pointless. If you're going to have a match that means something. Have something that's going to be unpredictable.
Okay, well,
there's no unpredictability in this. None.
So we all know Shayna's winning. Okay. I still think it's going to be a good match regardless because I think it's going to be very interesting to see all the interactions with one another. But that's just me, whatever, okay, cool, whatever, whatever. So I don't have a problem with this Elimination Chamber segment. I don't have a problem with the Elimination Chamber match that we have in 2 weeks. So Asuka comes out, and she takes the mic from Lawler. She says there's 6 women in this match, but I only see 5, okay? I only see 5. Everybody signs the contract, and then Shayna comes out, which I think was very smart on her part, because people could have been like, no, we don't want to fight you, okay? We don't want to fight you. Not at all, okay? Not at all. So I think it was very smart of her to come out after everybody else signed the contract already. That's what I think. Very smart.
Beth is supposed to be on,
Monday. Next Monday.
So we'll see what happens there. He may RKO her on Raw.
Mm-hmm. So, Shayna. I thought it was very smart of her to come out after everybody signed the contracts.
Yeah.
That's what I think. Shayna signs the contract. She then comes face to face with Natalya. Asuka then gets on the mic. And she pushes Natty over. She yells at Shayna, "Bite me." And then Natty attacks Asuka. Liv dives across the table and attacks Ruby. Sarah tries to pull them apart. And then Becky comes out for Shayna. I actually thought this was very entertaining. I'm kind of excited to see what happens at the chamber match. I know Shayna's going to win. I know that, but I still think it's going to be very entertaining to watch these women pull each other apart. Like, I'm very excited to watch Liv and Ruby and Sarah because I want to see where Sarah stands in this whole thing. And then, like, Shayna versus everybody. You know?
I think it could little fettuccine, but I think the one thing about it is I don't know that Randy really wants to. I mean, if you base it off everything he's said and done, it's not about him having a feud with Edge. I think he's confused. He has no clue what he's doing, and so he's kind of lost. And so I think it's one of those things, which is why, you know, at the beginning I said, is the Fiend messing with him? Does this have something to do with the Fiend?
I think there is a
Because he keeps saying, I'm sorry when he hurts
strong
somebody.
possibility that it has something to do with the Fiend. But also, second thought here, which we're going to get to in just a second after we're done with the segment.
Do you know who's behind the glitch on SmackDown? Everybody's saying a repackaged Ali or Killer Cross.
It's going to be Ali.
That's what I've heard is Ali.
So, now I hear Kushida is coming to SmackDown. Ha ha ha.
Well,
what? No, please.
Well, he needs to because he's not doing anything in NXT.
So, we then get Angelo Dawkins versus Murphy. Seth causes the DQ. Don't really understand.
I agree, John L. How is it any different than Shayna Baszler winning? I don't get it. I mean, the whole thing is the Elimination Chamber is about pointless.
Then we got Montez versus Seth. But before we get that, Montez and Dawkins, they're on the mic. And they're like, Montez, I don't even remember what he said, but he said something about last week.
Yes, he will. I agree.
Last week, Dawkins, like, knocked over Murphy. He pushed over Murphy so hard that his name just disappeared.
Yeah.
His first name disappeared. His first name ran away.
Yeah.
His first name went poof.
It was pretty good.
It was funny. And then we got Montez Ford versus Seth. This was a decent match. Seth won, and then we get told next Monday Beth is returning to give an update on Edge, which is where I think
the Fiend and the Viper would be a great tag team. I don't know if they're gonna be a tag team, but I think there's something behind the whole Randy Orton. Just his whole I'm gonna beat you up and then tell you I'm sorry.
I think Randy Orton is gonna beat the crap out of Beth on Monday.
Jeez, Gleen has turned into a bad boy racer with Hollywood Hogan attitude.
So then we get Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens. Seth comes to ringside, and Randy Orton wins. And then Seth then tries to get Randy to attack Kevin. But a ref takes away Kevin's chair, and Randy leaves, and is like, I'm sorry. And then the ref, Kevin ends up pulling the ref into the ring. And he pulls off the dude's shirt. And underneath, he has a Seth Rollins Monday Night Messiah shirt on. And Kevin is like, of course you had something to do with this. Of course Seth had something to do with this. Of course. Of course. Of course he did. Of course he did. So then this guy gets put through a table.
The Exalted One is Raven.
Alrighty. Randy Orton. I know tonight, it really did not look like he had a whole lot to do with Seth. Okay? But I think if it's not the Fiend, it's gonna be the Monday Night Messiah. That's what I think.
I don't know. That just doesn't make sense.
Does it though? Because
Who? We got an owl.
Randy and
There's
Seth.
An owl in here.
Randy and Seth have a lot of history, dating back to the Authority. And when Seth Rollins had his 2014 heel turn, and he was, Mr. Money in the Bank and stuff, Randy was working with the Authority at the time.
Wait. Here's a thought.
Randy was working with the Authority at the time, and they had J&J Security and everything, and it was Randy Orton. And then they had their match at WrestleMania or whatever, WrestleMania 31, and that was a good match. And, dude got, like, RKO'd out the air and stuff. So, like, they have a lot of history. So Seth could be like, I just want to help you, my dude. I just want to help you. I'm just trying to help you.
What's your plan, Elijah?
That's what I think. Okay, what were you going to share?
I was going to say, maybe what they end up doing is, what if this whole Seth thing turns back around into the Fiend and him facing one another, and Seth working to exorcise the demons out of the Fiend, or out of Bray Wyatt. which is why he's become the Messiah.
So Seth has been the puppet master. I kind of like that idea. Now, I don't like the Monday Night Messiah gimmick, but I kind of like that idea.
How about after Mania, Randy Orton joins Seth's stable, return Jeff Hardy as his Willow? Will Jeff Hardy want to stick around?
No, I don't think so.
Or will he look to try and get out as quick as possible?
I think as soon as he is going to go. That's what I think.
Especially now that I have a pretty good feeling that Matt Hardy is going to end up in AEW.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just saying.
I think he's leaving.
Because I have a feeling that's where he is headed. To me, the better booking is Randy showing up on NXT, especially now that AEW is starting to win Wednesday night shows lately. I would agree. The only thing is, like I said, I mean, he doesn't seem to be. If he was more intent on Edge, like he really wanted to hurt Edge, I would say okay. But the fact that he's not, he's like, well, I just don't know how I feel, and I've got a lot of things going on right now, a lot of things running through my head. I just don't know that him going after Beth Phoenix would make sense. It makes more sense to have her come to him and then have him do something. Just based on the way they've played this. Now, if he would have been going, hey, I absolutely hate Edge, and I'm going after everything that he cares for and everything he loves, and I will destroy him and anyone that's been associated with him, then I would say okay.
Ultimately, I think this is going to lead to, regardless of what happens, it's going to lead to Edge versus Randy Orton at WrestleMania. We all know that, right?
Well, I think so.
So this all has to go back to Edge and kind of give Edge a reason to want to continue going after Randy.
Yeah.
So if Randy attacks Beth, it gives Edge a reason to come back.
I agree.
And go, Randy, I hate your guts now. Okay.
Well, I think he's going to come back anyway and say I hate your guts.
Well, I think so, but I think this gives him more of an incentive to come back and say, Randy, I hate your guts. You attacked my wife. No, no, no. You're done for. I will end you.
Cody wants AEW on Monday night. But he also said he doesn't want to do it for it's several years down the road before they switch to Monday night. I got a swerve maybe. What if the Puppet Masters kill across like Kane with Bray Wyatt and Taker? Possible. Could be. I mean, where they can go with this could be interesting. And if they keep people's interest, then I think that, it would help them out, tremendously. I just felt tonight's I didn't feel was, interesting.
Won't be the first time Randy attacks someone's wife. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So
that was the show. Where is Bo Dallas?
No idea.
He is getting revamped and is going to come in and help out the Fiend. He's going to be the pig guy. Should Randy versus Edge have a gimmick match?
No, I don't think so. I think it should just be...
Straight up match.
Yeah. Just match.
An insane asylum match. That's what they need.
No.
What did y'all think about Fury winning?
Oh, yeah, last night with the boxing or whatever.
I saw the highlights. He destroyed him.
Did you see Deontay Wilder wants a rematch?
Yeah.
Because of the rematch clause or whatever. You get a rematch or whatever.
Why? You're right. Why is Daniel Bryan so aggressive with Heath Slater after Bray attacks him? Good question.
Oh, and the funny thing about it, he wants a rematch, and he's blaming the fact that what he came out in.
We will not do predictions for Super Showdown just because of the simple fact that I won't
Thursday?
even be here for Super Showdown.
No, I'm gonna watch it. I'll be here.
Some of us have to work.
But, I mean, we'll have a recap on it, but...
Yeah, I just missed, all of it. Because it starts at, 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
Can Bryan be Mercy? Could be. Sonya Deville is jealous of Mandy Rose because she likes Otis in front of the villains. Yes, you're going to see a split there, I think. With Sonya and Mandy. Someone had made a comment back here, and I told her to remember it. Maybe it was Randy Orton
Goldberg.
stuff.
Why should Goldberg?
Oh, Goldberg. Goldberg is perfect to beat the Fiend, and here's why: you have a legend that has star power. You have him win. It hurts nobody. I don't think it hurts the Fiend because they can say, well, the legend came in and he ended up beating the Fiend. And so, since everybody's so concerned about the Fiend when he loses, it hurting his reputation, I don't think it hurts his reputation by losing to Goldberg. Liv can be Abigail or Paige. Yeah? OMG Cena versus gonna feud with Dolph.
No, let's not do that.
I wouldn't mind that.
No, let's not do that.
I don't like the storyline maybe because what if Heavy Machinery gets to break up like the story? But let's see how it goes. I don't think Heavy Machinery is gonna break up. Just because Tucker has been really supportive of Otis. Holy cow, dude!
I'm sorry.
I think I'm deaf now.
I'm sorry. I was just scrolling through Twitter and I saw somebody's tweet. They said, what if this whole Randy Orton Edge storyline ended up with us finding out that Rollins was the one to tell Orton to go after Edge in the first place?
Okay. I just don't like that idea. I like the Fiend idea better because it's the Fiend messing with Randy Orton since it's someone that he has had a feud with. Like a big feud.
There were a
what
couple.
About Dolph versus Goldberg again?
See, that was a decent match at SummerSlam, and I thought it was
only
funny.
If Goldberg gets to spear him again and Dolph sells it.
Like, I thought that was funny because it was, Dolph deserved it because he was being a jerk face. But, that's like the only Goldberg match in the last couple of years that I've like actually liked.
Yeah.
That's about it. Because I don't care for Goldberg. I really don't. So, it is what it is. I was going to say something and I can't remember what I was going to say. Wow, I got it.
What if Christian told Randy Orton to attack Edge?
See, that would be interesting. Because they're like friends and stuff.
But then the thing is why would Christian have that much control over Randy Orton?
I don't know, but I think it would be interesting, for sure.
Yeah.
I was going to say something, I can't remember what I was going to say. Oh my gosh.
All right.
What was I going to say? 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 What was I going to say?
I don't know. We'll see. Because we're not going to be...
Oh, that's what I was going to... Wait, what?
Huh?
What? Sorry. Revolution.
Since we're not here Friday.
Oh, yes. Sorry, guys. We're not going to be here again this Friday. Well, we might be. It depends.
Depends on what time we get back.
But right now we're going to say we're probably not going to be here on Friday because I have another doctor's appointment. And so, yeah, Friday we might not be here. So, yeah, just watch out for that. But, Revolution, that's what I was going to say. There have been 2 matches made for Revolution. Sammy Guevara versus Darby Allin, which should be a very good match. And Nyla Rose versus Chris Statlander for the AEW Women's Championship. Which is like, okay, whatever, but Nyla's going to win. So,
yeah.
2 matches that have been made. And I just thought I'd throw that out there. Because I saw that.
That'd be interesting. You tell him to kill his brother and finish it, and then his brother leaves. By the way, what happened to your finger? All right.
Oh!
So tell Veggie what happened to your finger.
Hey, Veggie, what's up? I broke my finger. I mean, if you couldn't tell, I broke my finger. And I hit it on handrail. I was trying to walk... I was trying to reach for the handrail to walk up the stairs, and I smacked my hand on it really hard, and it really hurt, and I broke my hand. So, yeah, that was...
She was trying to do it.
So, yeah, and failed.
Ouchie. It failed.
Yeah. So, yeah. My initial reaction was it really hurt, and then I fell on the floor because my hand went numb for a second, and then it was ow, pain, and then I fell on the floor and I started like laughing, crying because I was like, wow, that was stupid. That was really stupid. Like, I can't even believe I just did that.
Yeah, so I get a text at work saying that she might have broke her finger.
Pretty sure she like.
Possibly her hand.
Yeah, they told me that my finger is potentially just Maven.
Hashtag Maven things.
They told me that my finger.
Maven was showing us her karate chops.
They told me.
On the handrail.
See, I wish I broke my hand doing something cooler than like trying to walk up the stairs. Like
trying to use karate chops on the handrail.
But they told me that my finger was maybe broken, but it also might not have been broken, and so they just gave me a brace. But like I was like, dude, my hand feels like it's broken because I've broken my foot before, and it like felt the same way my foot did, and it still feels like that a little bit, like over here, but it just I don't know.
I will say that I looked at the X-ray and
he says it didn't look
I'm
like
no
it was
doctor,
broken,
but the only thing I could see possibly is the finger may have been dislocated.
But my hand feels the same way my foot did, so I'm gonna be like, yes, I broke my hand, guys. Okay, that's what I'm gonna say because the doctors really didn't give me a definitive answer on whether or not it was broken or not. So I'm just gonna be like, I'm pretty sure it's broken because it really hurt and my finger is purple. So.
They did say that if it's still going on, it still has issues after a week, that
then like bring her back in and go get an X-ray again, because Yeah. But yeah, that's what I did, and so I have this thing on my finger for however long, till my finger is like normal or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's woohoo, fun times. So I've had to do a lot of things in my left hand.
Yes.
Which has been fun.
Yes.
Because I'm right-handed, and so like doing things with my left hand is really difficult.
Yeah.
But I somehow managed.
There's the story for you, Veggie.
I somehow managed. Like, I was really shocked today when I did my winged eyeliner with my left hand, and it actually looks pretty decent. Like, I'm not going to lie.
I used to jam my fingers playing basketball every other week, and my dad would be like, let me look at it. Boom. And he'd jerk at my finger, and it'd be all back to normal.
Yeah. I just leave my finger. Like
I wasn't here to, like, pull on it, so no. I couldn't do that.
I couldn't close my hand. I have a video on my phone.
Doctors lazy people. They don't know a wrist from a wristwatch.
I couldn't close my hand. Like, my finger legit was, like, sideways. It was, like, not, like, sideways, but it was, like, bent, like, really weirdly.
Even in the X-ray, it looked like that.
Like, and it was weird. And my finger's not normally like that. And so, well, I suppose if you look at this, I don't know if you can tell, but this finger's kind of curved that way. And this is kind of what my finger looked like. Yeah. But it was like, it was weird, and so.
I've never been diagnosed with a broken bone. I'm pretty sure that I broke this finger, or dislocated it, because I like bent it over and had it like bent over this way, and I grabbed it and popped it back into place. So I'm guessing there was probably something wrong with it, but I didn't never go get it looked at.
No, I now have broken my hand, finger, whatever. I've broken my foot, I broke my leg, and I've broken a couple toes before. So.
And her brother has a broken foot.
Currently.
Right now, so
yeah, he broke his foot.
It's going good at my house.
Maven breaks other finger while telling story.
And two of the other kids got into a fight the other day, and one kicked one in the mouth and hurt. Like, we had a bloody lip. So, this whole week's been good. Maven breaks the other finger while telling a story that's funny.
And then the kid with the broken foot fell down the stairs. Like the same day that I broke my finger.
Yep, he fell down the stairs and had a knot on his head, so. But he did save the 2-year-old, so. Yeah,
they both fell down the stairs. And he, this is why I was like, no, we're just going to leave you upstairs. Because, man, it was.
She joins the broken one. Oh, yes.
Jeez, it's a fun
He did save the 2-year-old's life, according to the 2-year-old, because I got home from work and found out that they fell down the stairs. Need some bubble wrap. Yeah, for all of them.
Forgetty when Forgetty, she put up a tweet and she was like, yeah, bubble suits, and it was really funny. I got told that story in the most dramatic way and was panicking. No, but they fell down the stairs. I don't even know what happened, but because I was sitting back in the room with my hand on a pillow. And I just heard thud, thud, thud. And I was like, what happened? And her was like, screaming and yelling and crying. And I was like, what happened? And they were like, I fell down the stairs with the baby. And I don't know what you're doing. And I'm like, are you okay? And they're like, I don't know. And I'm like, are you hurt? Is the baby okay? And the baby was just like scared. And it was and then when my brother was reenacting it later, he was like, I was like, ugh, and it was like, roll, 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 and then I was all like, ah, no, and I held on to the baby, and it was so funny.
He told the story so slow, I felt like I fell down the stairs today, holding the baby, and I'm like, bro finish the story. What's next, Lasha? Hey, don't say things like that, Lasha, because it could be.
So yeah, it was a fun Friday. I hit my hand.
Guys, we could just film our family and like have like a YouTube channel.
I hit my hand on the railing, and then my brother
WWE
fell down the stairs.
This is cool.
So we're like those guys at that Walmart from that video doing the Spanish flies, but better.
Yeah, the WWE or the
and we don't do those things on purpose.
Thing about
they
this
just happen.
Is like the 2-year-old said that the older boy had saved his life.
That's so funny.
I got home and he's like, Bendy saved my life. I was like, oh.
It was so funny. It was so terrible that he fell down the stairs, but it was just I can't help but laugh because it was hilarious. So, oh my gosh.
Bendy saved my life as he almost killed me by falling down the stairs with me.
That was funny. You
Maybe
saw the
you
Michael
saw the
Jackson
match wrestling, yeah.
I did.
That was funny. That was hilarious.
Michael Jackson isn't dead. He's just wrestling in Brazil.
He's wrestling in Brazil.
It was really funny.
I love the moonwalk into the DDT.
It was funny.
All right, I think with that, now that we've told our stories,
he literally
was just repeating things to having full conversations in a week.
I don't know how I feel about it. Oh my goodness.
Yes, because now he knows like a wide vocabulary.
He was singing music from Zombies earlier, and it was Declaration.
Yes.
And he like said it like clearly, like perfectly, and I was like, bro.
Yes. So we're gonna take off. We'll be back on Wednesday night. Funny orders too. Yes, definitely. We will see you on Wednesday night, AEW NXT. You got anything else?
I don't think so.
All right. Everybody that stopped in, thanks for stopping in. We appreciate it.
Yes.
We'll be back Wednesday with our show.
Yes.
And everybody have a good night, guys, and night, Jack at Veggie. Later, Veggie. Have a good night. NWA is coming back from tomorrow. Yes, NWA is back tomorrow. We're trying to figure out something that we can do where we talk about NWA at some point in time because I like NWA and I like watching it. So we may have something for that. So with that, we're out. We'll see you guys on Wednesday.
Peace out, guys.
Peace out, people.